Hello beautiful people, it's time for another interesting style analysis. Welcome back. My name is Ololade of Most Fashion Fix, and it's a pleasure to have you all here. You're welcome and thanks for tuning in. Then do not forget to subscribe and share this video and invite others to subscribe as well. So this is my Independence Day outfit, green. Yes, green October. So before we proceed, I'd like to mention the fabrics or items that was used to make this beautiful and gorgeous outfit right here. So first, we have 4 yards of Mikado fabric, though I didn't consume all. Then 2 yards of doll face for the lining. I also did not consume all the lining. Then we have crinoline, we have ST interfacing, we have the original skin tone net, we have zipper, we have cover buttons, and we have ready-made loop. Then we have size 4 crystals. Yes, those are the items used in this class. Now to start with, let's start with the bodice analysis. Okay, so what we have here is a combination of 2 necklines. Yes, we have combination of 2 necklines on the bodice, and the first one is the built-up neckline, which has a drop shoulder. Can you see? It is a built-up neckline, though the built-up neckline is very minimal. Okay, so it is a built-up neckline with drop shoulder. Can you see the drop shoulder effect here? This is it, drop shoulder. So this is it, and a built-up neckline. Okay, then it has a plunged neckline. Yes, the built-up part, which is a 2 net, has a plunged neckline. That is a very deep V neckline, a plunged neckline. Okay, then the second neckline here is the bardot neckline. Neckline that has capes like this are called bardot neckline. From the front all the way to the back, they are called bardot neckline. So those are the 2 major necklines we have right here. Then it's actually a bustier. Yes, and here I worked as if I'm making off-shoulder bustier. Sorry, as if I'm making bustier with yoke. That's exactly what it is, right? It has a yoke and it's a bustier, just that it has a cape covering it. Okay, so I think I'll attach a picture of my pattern that I used to make this outfit. I'll attach it to this particular video. Okay, so that is it for the front, and it's a shoulder princess style line that was used to achieve this bustier. So it is safe to say this is a shoulder bustier. Okay, shoulder princess bustier. Okay, so this is for the front, and for my cape right here, I think what I used was about 4 inches. So around my side right here, I think I used 4 inches or 3.75 there, about almost 4 inches was what I used. Of course, coming to the center front, it's going to reduce gradually, right? So I think, so here is the back. I think I also have the same inches for the back as well. Yes, almost 4 inches as well. And you can see my back cape, sorry, my back yoke as well. It's a bit deep. I think I did about 1.5 inches below my chest line for this particular depth right here. Okay, so, and I made use of my ready-made loop, and I use the smallest size of cover button dies to make cover buttons. Okay, so then the skirt part is a 720 degrees circle, 720 degrees flare. So that is what the circle is. Now, because it is going to have a side inseam pocket, the circle has to have joining on the side. Yes, basically 720 degree circle will ordinarily have joining on the sides, whether you have pockets or not. Okay, so being 720 degrees makes it easier to have the inseam pocket on the side. So here is the pocket right here. Can you see? There is an inseam pocket right here on the side. Okay, and the circle is 720 degree circle. So let me show you the inside here. So this is what this part looks like. Can you see? Can you see what it looks like? So this is the cape, this is the bardot, and this is what the underneath looks like. So one thing you need to be sure of when you're making a bustier is your over bust. Not in all cases, but in this case, whether you are having your bustier with yoke or off shoulder bustier, you know, your over bust contouring is very essential to prevent the bustier area from gaping. Okay, then your under bust contouring is also very important. This is what enables you to be able to wear the outfit without putting on an undergarment, I mean bra. Okay, so it is your under bust contouring and your over bust contouring that does this. Now, it is not about you packing all the interface in this world inside your bustier. That is not what gives it a very good fit. It is not about the quantity of interfacing you use. Interfaces are important, but then you do not have to use too much. Okay, and again, working with Mikado fabric, please, whatever interfacing you are using to reinforce your bust area, whether layers of stay, whether backup, whether wording, whatever you are using, and even if it is bust gauging, please, it is very essential that you do this on the lining and not on the fabric. Okay, do your reinforcement of the bust area on the lining and not on the fabric. Okay, so, and if you ask me what my under bust contouring value is or what my over bust contouring value is, these values vary from one person's measurement to the other. I don't just pick a random value and use as my over bust or under bust contouring. Well, for over bust contouring, I can gauge between 0.625 and 1 inch. 0.625 and 1 inch, meaning you can work with 0.625, 0.75 or 1 inch, and that is on both sides, which will give you a total of either 1.25, 1.5 or 2 inches over bust contouring. Now for your under bust contouring, this depends on your client's body silhouette and measurements. Okay, so now let's look at the inside of this dress. So designers, this is the type of wrong side of a dress that you can confidently spread on your line after washing. Yes, it is perfectly finished in and out. This is complete inseam finishing or bagged out seam. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like. Can you see? This is clear enough for you to see, right? Now you will notice that I had to top stitch on my lining, and I'm an advocate of just use hemming gum and not really top stitch. Okay, but here I had to use hemming gum and still top stitch. Why? The reason is that the bulk of fabric we have here, we have a lot of fabric here. Remember, there is the cape, which is the same fabric right side and the wrong side. That's Mikado. So the right side is Mikado, the wrong side is Mikado, and this Mikado has interfacing on both sides. Okay, then we also have the fabric itself, which also have the interfacing. Then we have the lining itself. So there is bulk of fabric. Then the two nets, which is two layers of two nets. So there is bulk of fabric in here that ordinary hemming gum might not have the strength to hold it down for me properly. So I had to top stitch to make the lining stay inside. One thing that you just need to do when you're doing this is that you have to make sure that your stitches are very neat and regular. Okay, your stitches have to be very neat and regular. So can you see? Then around this part as well, see what I did here. I also made sure I have inseam finishing on the part that the yoke, the drop shoulder yoke, is attached to the cape. Yes, and see what we have. Can you see it? See it and see it here as well. So when I say perfect inseam finishing, this is exactly what I mean. Then lest I forget, my lining is not 720 degrees flare. My lining is 360 degrees. There's no point making the lining 720 degrees. Well, if you wish, there's no problem about that, but for me, there's no point. A simple dress. Okay, so, and also my yoke, I also made sure I finished my yoke neatly. You will not see any seam, or sorry, the raw edges of the fabric showing on the outside. It is perfectly finished. You can see it, right? There is this joy neatly finished garment gives me. Meanwhile, I am not saying bagged out seam or inseam finishing is the only type of perfect finishing or neat finishing you can use. Okay, even when you choose to weave the inside of your dress, it is also neatly finished. Neatly finished is when your dress is void of any form of dangling thread, raw edges showing anyhow. At least you must have woven it or something. There are different finishing techniques, okay? So it doesn't mean if you do not do this, you are not right. No, but personally, I just prefer to work with this, okay? So that is it. Let me turn it completely. Okay, so designers, can you see what it looks like? So this is the yoke, this is the bustier, and this is the skirt parts. So you can see the only part that is not bagged out is the hem. That is, I turned them independently. So I hem the lining on its own, then I finish the base, the hem of the fashion fabric with crinoline. Okay. Anyway, if you have your matching crinoline, it's better to work with it, but most time we get the white and the black often. Okay, so here is the front. This is what the front looks like, and here is what the back looks like. You can see how beautiful and clean this looks, right? So that is it, designers. Now let me give you a clue about working with designs like this, and when you're trying to achieve inseam finishing, whether inseam finishing or not, notches are very important in designs like this. I'll tell you why, and I'll show you why. So here is my pattern right here. So let me show you something on this pattern. So here is my front. Let me just temporarily tape it together. Here's my front, and here is my back. So this is my yoke. Can you see? So the plunge neckline ended 1 inch below my under bust. Okay, so this is it. You know, I've trued it, so you may not follow the same sequence properly again, but this is actually what, you know, it's paper, so I can't actually force it. Okay, but let me just explain what I'm trying to show here. You can see these lines connecting. So this was the actual armhole line. You can see that, right? This is the actual armhole line. Okay, so but then after doing my overbust contouring of 0.75 on both sides, yes, I took 0.75 on both sides, then I had to replace 0.75 here. So what was taken out from here is 1.5 in total, so I had to replace half of that to my overbust area here. Then I connected back to the chest line. Okay, so now here is my cape, which is the buttock area. Okay, so you can see the tracing. You can see the tracing, right? Can you see the tracing of the, I don't know if you can see this tracing. Let me just outline it for you to see. So this is my buttocks right here. Can you see? So this is where it came from, like this, like this. So one thing that is very important that you take note of here is that, see, where this particular pattern ended at, make sure you mark it. You can see my mark, right? Make sure you mark it on the buttocks. Can you see? So I marked it. Then on this part, on the yoke part as well, make sure you also, you can see my mark here, I also marked the points where the actual fabric or the actual pattern, where it ended. It is very important. So when you're transferring to fabric, we are going to notch this part. Then for the back, mind you, this thing was taped, you can see it was taped together. The front was done separately. You know, this one ended here and ended right here where this drop shoulder is getting to. Can you see it? Then for the back, you see my mark right here. So this is the back. You can see the mark of the buttock, right? So this is it right here. Then I marked where the pattern also ended at. So these 2 points, when you're transferring to fabric, it is very, very important that you notch it. Then this part as well on the yoke, it is very, very important. Where's the back yoke? Okay, this is the back yoke. It is very, very important that you also notch that part on the yoke as well. So this is what will enable you to be able to sew and be sure that you are right on track. So this point, on the yoke was notched, and the point was also notched on the cape. It was notched on the yoke and on the cape. So these parts, so even before sewing this cape or this bardot into this neckline, it was first of all turned on this part. Yes, the yoke was inserted following the notch. You know, we have notch on the yoke and we have notch on the bardot. So those notches helped to know exactly where to sew the yoke inside the cape, because once you do this and you want to correct it if it is wrong, it's very difficult. If you're using inseam finishing, it's going to be a bit difficult because this is not the inside of the dress. This is just a cape area. If you have taken my drop shoulder class before, you'll be able to relate to a very good extent anyway. So you are going to insert the yoke inside the two bardots before you even continue sewing the bardot into the neckline at all. It's a bit technical, trust me. Until you try to lay your hands on it, some things might not really make sense to you. That's the truth. Even if you take the course and you just watch, you did not practice, it won't still make any sense to you, really, until you try to do this on your own. So designers, I hope I've been able to do justice to this design. I've been able to answer your projected questions. So if you have any other question, kindly drop them in the comment section. And yes, I went ahead to use my size 4 crystals to add some detailing to it. It's actually very lovely. It's actually very beautiful if you see this dress real life. So I used the crystal on my neckline, on the bardot, on the built up neckline, on the bardot neckline, the plunge neckline, and on my shoulder. I think this is the highlight for me. I really love that this part was finished neatly. I really love it. I really love it. So designers, I believe, and another thing I love about this dress is using cover buttons for my button instead of the usual ready-made button. There's this kind of lushness, there's this kind of luxury or richness cover button gives to your design, which I love so very much. Okay, so designers, think. Then another thing is that, you know, you can decide to let your bardot go into the zipper allowance. Yes, I've made some bardot neckline like that. Instead of the cape flying at the back like this, it could have gone into the zipper allowance. So that's another way you can have your bardot neckline. And designers, I believe this brings us to the end of this analysis. If you have any questions, kindly drop them in the comment section. Once again, my name is Ololade of More Fashion Fix, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.